he's Matt, I'm Nat, and we've got your geek news right here. Now, initially, we weren't sure we were going to spend any time talking about this upcoming film.
And it's not because it got horrible reviews, but more because there was no buzz at all in fan circles and nobody really seemed to care.
And there wasn't very much of a box office draw with the cast, but the special effects look pretty spectacular.
And honestly, it's an alien invasion story. That says geek.
Exactly. So we bring you our review of Skyline, and we'll look at it first as an alien versus human story, and then as a Brothers Strauss film.
Basically because even though these guys don't know how to tell a story worth spit, they sure know how to make your jaws drop with some cool effects.
Turn off the lights. What are you doing?
Right off the hop, we had a pretty ballsy start. No wasting time with characters, we go right into aliens invading. That was pretty cool. However, in television, when you care about the characters and you throw them into an unexpected situation, you can get away with things like 15 hours earlier. Not in this case.
What? You usually love timestamps.
In TV, when I care. But initially, you just don't care. What you care about is blue light and aliens abducting people. And you get tossed into the history of how these asinine characters that you're never going to care about got to know each other. And these aren't the characters that heroically fly the planes. These aren't the characters that rebelliously shoot at them from the trucks going down the streets of LA. These are the jagoffs that basically hang out in their apartment and die off one by one that you want to see die. The ones that you actually enjoy watching die in a movie like Independence Day. Well, this movie wraps entirely around the story of these people you can never care about.
And you know what? It doesn't help really that the acting wasn't that fabulous either. I mean, maybe they were given a script that wasn't that much to work with, but having the girlfriend, Elaine, puke right at the beginning was odd. I mean, it made you kind of wonder, morning sickness or hungover?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then like the actors themselves are all from TV shows, like random, ranging from like 24 to Sweet Valley High. It's kind of odd, really. And the party scene.
Yeah, the party scene. So underlit. Like, for a $10 million movie, you think they could have put some money into lighting because the entire thing was shot like an indie movie. And I've seen indie movies, a lot of them, and some of them are excellent. And this kind of lighting you can get away with. But when you've spent $10 million on your film, there's no excuse for that. It's just amateur.
See, you hated the party scene, I was indifferent, but that first abduction scene was
Sweet.
Pretty intense. Like seeing that random who cares guy being pulled through the window.
The random who cares guy. Hold on, which one was that?
Yeah, exactly. That was whatever. But seeing Jared and Terry standing on the roof for the first time with those ships in front of them, kind of ingesting gobs of people through a beam of light, that was actually pretty epic.
It was. And
it was
in
pretty
fact,
much the best scene.
If you've seen the trailer, you've already seen that.
Actually, no. If you've seen the movie poster, it has that image. It
Yeah.
was the best one.
That's the best part of the whole movie. You've already seen it.
But the aliens, I mean, alien invasion movie, you have to talk a bit about the aliens. You find a bit about the personalities, and I mean, I thought they were hilarious. They looked familiar. They looked like a mashup of
They're ripped off in every possible
the
way.
aliens from Aliens,
Independence
and
Day.
You see some Avatar influence in there.
Matrix.
Totally.
Everything is in
Exactly.
there. Every movie you've ever seen is in there because there's nothing original about it except for the dangly LEDs.
And they were just
that
brutal, but
shouldn't-
not very intelligent, because they only find you when your blinds are up, apparently.
Yeah, if your window coverings are up, the aliens are no match for your brilliance.
Which is maybe why they needed all the brains that they came to Earth for.
Yeah, this is the best part. Spoiler warning. The reason these aliens have come here in the first place is to eat your brain. Okay, so it's everything that's awesome about a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Brains. And you get all the excitement of an alien invasion.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. How could it possibly be this bad?
Exactly.
Oh,
How
I
could it
know.
go wrong?
Brett Ratner!
Oh, gosh.
Not only did Brett Ratner get involved in this one, but to add to the all-star executive producer lineup, two of the dirtbags that made Mac Gruber happen are also responsible for this travesty called Skyline. Amazing all-star executive production team.
I personally am still in disbelief of the last scene. I can't believe it happened. The last scene was
It's kind of one of those scenes.
Kind of spectacular, actually.
Yeah, it's one of the scenes that happens in your mind when you're kind of getting drunk, talking to your friends about how the movie happened after it ended and what happened next, and you come up with these crazy, ridiculous ideas that are
the
probably
hypothetical
terrible.
conversations can always go ridiculous because you're just like, where's it going? Oh my God, can you imagine this happened and then this happened? This movie went there.
Yeah, the Strauss Brothers actually shot that. So,
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, let's actually get into these gentlemen.
Exactly.
The Strauss Brothers. There's a lot to be said about them.
Just run.
What is it?
Greg and Colin are the brothers Strauss, and they own a little VFX shop called Hydraulics.
I don't think I can hear the words Brothers Strauss in that order again in my life. With a name like that, with a pretentious name like that, you would think
It is
they're
pretentious. It's really cliched
I
pretentious.
know, you'd think they're making remakes of Fellini films instead of the bottom of the barrel, I don't know what this character's saying, horrible dialogue kind of movies.
Credit, Hydraulics worked on some of the greatest visuals in recent film history. Like, they were, part of Avatar and Iron Man 2 and X-Men and 300. Pretty good.
When the Strauss Brothers are doing visual effects, they're on board. It's awesome. However, when they're directing a movie, you get something like Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Once again, with the pretentious names, Strausses. But this is my issue with Alien vs. Predator Requiem. The Strausses managed to say that it was mostly studio involvement and meddling that managed to make that movie what we Alien and Predator fans would basically call a piece of garbage.
Oh,
and so
gosh.
when you step back and say, okay, maybe it was the studios that made that no good. This movie is all them.
Yeah.
They made Skyline with their own money. Nobody was telling them what to do. They wrote that script. They did everything themselves within Hydraulics. This is an effects company who
And
just decided
in
to
less
make a movie.
than a year, which is crazy.
And you can tell, oh my God.
I mean, I'm impressed they were able to do that kind of special effects in less than a year.
Well, they move fast. I don't know if they move well, but they move fast.
I don't know. You know what? Honestly, special effects was the strongest part. And the entire time we were watching it, it brought us back to another movie you may or may not have heard of called Dragon Wars.
More famously known as D-War.
D-War. That was also a masturbatory creation by a special effects house.
Yeah, no reason whatsoever for it to exist except they wanted to show off the effects that they could do. Now, that was a Korean house in that case, and they were trying to show off what they could do for Hollywood to
And
really
the
impress
Koreans
them.
are good at special effects. I'm just
Great
saying.
with animation. And in this case, Hydraulics has already proven that they can do it, which means this was a filmmaking exercise on the part of the Strausses. One that they definitely failed, because the only thing worthwhile in this is the effects, and we know they can do that. The script is horrible. Also someone from Hydraulics. The story is straight up useless. The characters are as flat as possible. The Strausses basically just did visual effects. And that was it.
Seriously, Matt, don't sugarcoat it. Just tell us how you really feel.
Okay, basically, don't see this movie. But if for some morbid reason you need to see this movie, I would say don't go alone, bring friends so you can heckle it and laugh at it, and please don't go sober. You may need to consider some substance abuse to really enjoy this one.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, the special effects were worth it. I'd say rent it. Although to see the special effects in all its glory, maybe you do have to spend the money to
big
see
screen.
it. For me, just getting to see the what the frack ending is worth it in my opinion. Like I still can't believe it happened.
I'm in disbelief myself.
Yeah, so remember to keep your eyes right here for a look at all your geek movies and all your geek games from the two geeks who always have something to say.
And to keep up with our past previews and reviews, make sure you check out yourgeeknews.com.